Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of CoinNewsExtra interview session. So today we'll be looking into sports, how blockchain and other emerging techs will be playing a role in this sector. So the emerging techs in sports, the application of emerging text in the sports sector. So we have an expert in this area who will be helping us to talk about this topic. We have Ibrahim Ibikunle Adebanjo. Ibikunle Adebanjo is Group Managing Director of Divine Lane Sports International Ltd. Ibrahim, you are welcome to Coin News Extra.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. It's nice having you here.
It's our pleasure to have you. So we want to take a deep dive into the sports sector and see how technology is really playing a role in that sector. So before we proceed, we just want to know, just briefly tell us about yourself.
Yeah, my name is Adebanjo Ibrahim. I am the Group Managing Director of Divine Sports International, a company registered in Nigeria and also registered in England and Wales. We are into sport management, marketing and consulting. We work with sport athletes, we work with companies, we work with clubs, and we work with football federations in sports development and marketing.
Interesting. So you have a very good background in the sports sector. So what we're looking at, what is the state of sports? Most especially, we see what happened during the pandemic. Most sports activities went on hold. So how is the state of sports during this pandemic?
Yeah, generally the sporting industry have really been affected by this unforeseen circumstances, which is the coronavirus, and the sporting industry are trying to re-strategize and see how best they can they can manage with this situation, because the situation has really affected the industry, because we know most especially most of these football clubs, some of them rely mostly on their fans base, fans coming to the stadium to watch football, and this pandemic has really affected them, and which fans coming to the stadium is one of the major areas where clubs raise funds, and this epidemic has really affected that as well.
Okay, you're talking about some clubs generating more revenue through the activities or through the participation of their fans during the sports activities. So that brings us, how can you imagine text, you don't know how blockchain AI, how they function, how do you think it can improve sports activities, most especially during this pandemic period?
Yeah, I think the emerging technology will go a long way to help sports generally, because even some clubs in Europe now, or some clubs in some part of the world, they are using blockchain, cryptocurrency, to raise funds to be able to finance the club. So right now, I think most of the clubs, or some of the club, or the sporting industry, will have to shift more to emerging technology, blockchain, and cryptocurrency as a source of means of raising funds, or that generating funds in order to finance their clubs.
Interesting. That what you said is true, because we see some big clubs in when it comes to football who have their own cryptocurrencies. They have their own fan token, which
Yes.
they use. Fans use it to make decisions in the club. So finally, you have a very good experience in the sporting sector. And looking at, you are the group managing director of Divine Link Sports International Limited. So, what role are you playing in this sector, and how are you guys leveraging some technology to do that?
Yes, we are definitely leveraging on blockchain technology in terms of in the area of scouting of players, in terms of in the area of sport marketing, because we all know that the world is a global village, and the technology is really helping sports to grow, because now there are a lot of software developed, to scout players, to to have your performance report on players. So we are leveraging on blockchain and technology to work in our industry in terms of sport scouting of players, analysis of players, performance analysis, looking at the strengths and the weakness of the players while on the field. The technology what is giving us an edge, to work more in the sport and to improve our performances and our work with as well.
That's interesting. That's how we see how emerging techs like blockchain and AI are really playing a good role when it comes to sports. Thank you very
Yeah.
much, Ibrahim Ibikunle, for joining us today on CoinNewsExtra interview.
Welcome. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. It's our pleasure. Bye bye.
Okay, welcome.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, my dear. Thanks so much. Yeah, yeah, bye.
Okay.